I may have underestimated the plateau.
And is that ice right behind you? Oh yeah, that's ice.
Ice. It's very cold in here. What do I do?
We are Helena and Vincent. We have converted a 4x4 Sprinter van to be our home on wheels and embarked on a trip around the world. From Patagonia to Canada, over to eastern Siberia, and back to Europe via Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan, and so much more. At least, that's the plan. The rest we'll find out. Here we'll share our experiences and observations from where we are, wherever that may be. In the last episode, I flew over some very cold landscapes. I spent a very cold night in the tent, and Helena took a very cold bath.
So we had a beautiful 5-day weather window, so we decided to do the last hike of the season and hike up to the Torres de Avellanos.
It's May in Chilean Patagonia. Winter has arrived, trees stand naked, and the ground is frozen. To say goodbye to Patagonia, we've decided to do one last little hike before heading north towards Atacama and the Altiplano. This episode is shot almost entirely on the go with the phone and is a more raw and unpolished insight into the trip. The route to the central granite towers leads through some very beautiful forest, but mostly through open, icy swampland.
I may have underestimated the plateau. What do I do? Ooh, I feel some things. What is it? Is it air bubbles? I hope so.
Try not to lose your... Don't lose your shoe.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's really stuck.
Okay, so let me get out my backpack maybe.
It's really stuck.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Fuck.
Holy shit. Go. It's coming. Yeah.
Yeah. How cold is that water exactly right now? What do you think?
Cold,
Because I mean, there's ice left and right of it.
Oh, my grandma will see this and she'll be like, your foot is cold.
Darling, put on new socks.
Yeah. Ooh, my leg is very cold now.
Yeah.
After 1.5 days, we're above tree line and find a beautiful camp right next to an icy laguna underneath the first granite tower.
Well, I could help you, but I'm trying to make you look very impressive, you know?
Thank you. Very nice. Yeah, I'm glad we came up here. It's nicer than down there.
Mm-hmm.
We're super happy to have found a level spot for the tent with such a view in the middle of this moraine debris. It does get really cold though once the sun sets. Night falls early this season, and we go to bed soon, hoping for another good weather day to reach the highest point before returning back to the car. But instead, we spend the entire morning listening to snow and rain on the tent, and it's almost noon when the drizzle finally stops and we crawl out for a first look. Motivation is not exactly at the highest it's ever been.
Hi.
Hi, my love.
Well, the weather is not great.
It's not awesome.
No, it's not like the weather report said before we came on this trip. Ends up it is quite cloudy and drizzly and cold. And to come back, it's a hard 4x4 track, and if it's all icy, not the best.
Now the weather changed. The weather forecast does not seem to have been entirely correct. So we decided now to turn around.
We are ready to finally say goodbye to Patagonia and to head north towards Atacama and the Altiplano. Upon our return from Torres del Avellano, we say goodbye to our friends in Puerto Guadal and head east to say goodbye to Claudio and Jeanette in Chile Chico. We then plan to take the ferry over the lake to reach Christian and Denise in Coyhaique for some crucial repairs of our car.
It feels extremely good to get going again.
Yeah.
We traveled a lot within here in the area, but to really get on the main trip again.
That's true. It's
Also,
not like we hit.
it's like with joy and a tear in your eye at the same time.
I know. Last time they were crossing that. Adios!
Gotta love the enthusiasm, but we don't get far. After a short while, the battery warning sign comes on, the headlights dim, and one by one, all the electric systems of the car turn off.
Well, windscreen wiper doesn't work, heating doesn't work, and the entire electrical system has completely died. We're going officially 0 kilometers an hour. We've driven this road so many times with technical problems. I remember last year all the turbocharger problems from the mice. Luckily, we were able to buy a ferry ticket for the ferry to Pajak tomorrow. Our friend Christian, the Caterpillar mechanic, already said he's gonna take a look at it. And so we're hoping to fix all the different issues we have with the reader in the next couple days. I feel like my mom and dad in a Volkswagen Beetle in the 70s.
Yeah, that's the best way, because you know, when you don't have electronics, then there's no electronics to break.
Yeah, this toll does not break. Here we go.
And we went. Just not very far.
We almost made it to Chile Chico, but our car decided to stop here in the crossroad. The thing is not the busiest road on earth.
Also no cell phone signal.
No signal here.
The car started to stutter. I guess it's because the diesel pump needs electricity too.
Shit.
This is the first time
that we're officially
completely broken down on the middle of the road.
Front runner straps. I mean, we're preparing that, but there's no one to take us. But we're prepared.
We're optimistic.
At least my hair is looking good. So next image you're gonna see now, it's us being pulled out. It'll be in 1 second for you, but it might be in 3 hours for us. But that's the next thing you're gonna see. Bye.
So yeah, turns out there weren't that many cars coming. So we sent an inReach, a satellite message to our very, very good friends, Jeanette and Claudio, who've already helped us so much here in the last year.
So they were our heroes again.
They drive us to Chile Chico, to a mechanic, who then takes 2 separate batteries, drives back to Frida, drives with Frida to here, and we're hoping that the battery lasts until we can get onto the boat tomorrow.
He's charging our battery now.
Next morning, we get up early to reach the ferry.
So we have our boat in 1 hour. The boat to Coyhaique, to Puerto. Oh, fucking hell.
I don't know. The battery we charged yesterday and completely unplugged is already dead again. And the mechanic is not awake yet. The ferry goes in 30 minutes, so it looks like we're stuck here in Chile Chico again.
So of course we're gonna find a way and fix it. In a year from now when we look back, it's just gonna be maybe 1 more week. What is 1 week, you know, in an entire lifetime? Tell me, I think you're happy that we're staying here. That's what I think. I think you're happy that we're staying here. You too. We're trying one last thing.
We just had the idea that we have a second battery here in the front, which I think mostly powers the preheater of the engine. I guess it's the same system. Christian just wrote and he said, hey, you guys just have to make it onto the ferry.
I know.
Once you're on the ferry, I can pull you off. And it's, how far is it to the ferry?
Like 3
800
minutes.
meters?
Yeah.
So the risk is that we are wasting both of our batteries now.
Yes, babe, you're rocking it, babes. Okay, if it's perfectly, it's a good sign. Babes, there's noises happening. You can do it, you can do it. Go, go, go. Go. Yeah! Fuck, but it was better, the noise.
Yeah,
it
but
was.
Even this one. No.
Shit.
It was an idea. It was an idea.
Mood is not exactly at an all-time high. Until 10 minutes before the ferry leaves, Claudio comes back from school to check on us.
Claudio just came back, he had a feeling, and he brought a neighbor.
So we're gonna try to do a bridge or whatever it's called from his car to our car. Dios mío, gracias. Ciao, Claudio. Muchas, muchas, muchas gracias. Let's go, baby. Hammer. There's no parking. No parking.
Yeah! No way! No way!
Because if everything since the beginning, we wouldn't have this, the adventure.
Life would be boring.
This is so boring. Our hero is here. Nuestro héroe está aquí.
¿Hablaron bien coquita entonces?
Sí.
¿Hablaron bien?
Sí.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Wow, he
Selfie.
made it all possible. This is the guy, you know him from 1 year ago.
Yes,
he
you know
kept,
him.
He kept Frida
Claude
safe
is the
when
guy.
we were in Europe.
Yeah. Ay, gracias, Che.
Oh.
Without the help of Claudio and Jeanette, we would still be stuck at the crossroad where Frida broke down yesterday. It's already the third time they are saving us. During the 2.5-hour ferry ride, we spot the place from episode 12 where we spent the night in Frida after returning to Patagonia last New Year's Eve.
Right here was our very first camp spot at New Year's Eve.
Last year, Claudio and Jeanette gave us shelter and support in the pandemic and kept our car safe for 6 months when we had to leave Patagonia. Upon our return, they did incredible work to get our car to us when Chile Chico was under lockdown. And now, they again did everything to get broken Frida onto the ferry, where Christian is waiting on the other side to get us off once everyone else is left.
Amen.
Christian drives onto the ferry, gives us a jump start and escorts us to his house near Coyhaique, 1.5 hours away, where we'll repair the car. The help and support of these guys is just incredible. This is what we had to say back in episode 10, after Claudio and Jeanette had just dropped us off at the ferry to the airport in very uncertain pandemic times.
Right now, when we needed help, so many people opened their hearts and helped us, not waiting anything back. Right now, they're in position that they can help us, and we need this help, and they do, and they offer all the help that they can. And I hope in the future we can get to, receive these people and help them whenever they need.
Unfortunately, the moment that they need our support has come with terrible news. This is all of us in their house in Chile Chico this January. Jeanette explains her weaving loom while Claudio talks photography with Christian and me. Today, the room looks like this. Last month, Jeanette's and Claudio's house in Chile Chico burned down to the ground, while Jeanette was working in a handicraft shop and Claudio was teaching at school. The fire did not just consume the entire house and every possession, all documents, the computer with all memories and Claudio's photo equipment, which is his biggest passion, but also Jeanette's workshop with her weaving loom, all the wools and tools. On top of it all, one of their dogs was locked inside the house when the fire started and could not escape the flames. The fire also took over Christian's new tow truck, which he needs for work, that was temporarily parked in front of the house. One of the few things that survived the fire is a Polaroid we took together. Claudio and Jeanette in Chile Chico and Christian and Denise in Coyhaique are the kindest, most caring people that we could think, and they helped us unconditionally whenever we were in need of help.
They always provided us shelter and helped us keep the wheels turning.
We have, of course, already transferred what we can money-wise, and Claudio, as I told you, this Nikon Z will be yours when we come back to Patagonia, hopefully very soon. And there's only so much that we can do.
And we know that you don't know these people at all, except for their brief appearances in our video. But if anyone out there has €1 to spare, we would be incredibly thankful if you want to donate using our PayPal link here in the description with the reference Patagonia and help these wonderful people who have lost everything to get back up in their feet.
Yeah, we'll transfer every cent that is coming in straight to Patagonia, and thank you so much, and see you next episode.
Yeah, see you.